Kill the intruder.
One thing I love about gaming is the first-person shooter. They're violent, interactive, expansive, and really make you think about how you tackle situations. While this varies from FPS to FPS, one game that does it so well is Dusk, an FPS that takes its DNA from the year of our lords, John Carmack and John Romero, when fast-paced, open-leveled, and fun shooters were made in abundance that took you to another place and made you kick ass and chew bubblegum all night long, as you blew the faces off a variety of creatures to swell your bloodlust. Dusk ticks all the right boxes that makes one's colon pucker up with anticipation. First up, there's speed to this game. More so than other games and the games that inspired it around this time. Even though you can run faster than a cheater on a speedball, you can still get taken down, however. You can get shot, stabbed, and fucked by every enemy that decides to shoot you in the cranium. Unless you slide and shoot the fucker first, then, you're all good. Head or nut shots will do wonders. Alright, let's talk about the structure. The game is structured with chapters that feel and act different from what came before. There's a theme to the levels. The first area you're in is very Texas Chainsaw, Evil Dead, supernatural, crazy. And then later on there's like very machinic, military-esque, very sci-fi, fantasy, grrr, every episode is a themed, beautiful, classified romp of just fucking awesome, man. Next minute, you're fighting an underground military base that turns upside down and most likely inside out. It's gorgeous and varied and has a substance that just gives it that bit extra oomph. Such as in a level, you have to find a key to open a church door. Now, you can go find the key, or you shoot out one of the windows, find a box to grab, and you jump inside by using that as a way up and through. Now, not all levels have this level of detail to it, but there are variations that are a ride to find out how you get past certain situations. Or you do the old school way, kill everything, find what you need, and go through. Now let's talk about the weapons. A shooter is always as good as its guns that rip and tear its enemies into little bitty meat cycles. Sure, you got shotguns, double-barreled or double-handed. You get a somewhat usable, but only if used properly, pistol, yada yada. But it's when you get the rivet gun, or the basically railgun that's not a railgun, but is a railgun, that the game starts to get a next level of headshots. The guns just give a little bit of that oomph, more so than others. Honestly, the guns feel and act pretty damn fine. Like, so much so that the shooting feels like a brain race of endorphins and heavy metal injected into your own fucking veins. It is amazing. It's amazing. Dusk doesn't disappoint, and honestly, if you don't get an erection while brutally slaying these enemies with these behemoths of slayable weapons, then you probably should go see your local doctor and get that shit fixed. The enemies are some of the most interesting aspects. Like I said, we got KKK members, we got military men, and then we get weird shit from Wendigos to Scarecrow men that look like they came out of a Nightbreed cameo, to even Ned Kelly wearing flamethrowers who look like they should be in an 80s Death Wish sequel. The roster is varied and visually interesting to their environments, and they all play pretty well. Flamethrowers are danks, but they are heavy and slow, and you can use that to rip them a new one. But if you don't take them seriously, they're going to rip you to shreds. Wendigos go invisible and can really shit in your cereal if you don't pay attention. And the rednecks are easy and plentiful to take on, but just like in real life, you turn your back on them and they will fuck you up. The military has guns, so they hurt you from afar and can really take you down a peg if you're not careful. Overall, the enemies, well, nothing crazy in terms of gameplay, are solid and fun to take on and decimate from their meaningless existence. Then we get to the level. The design of this game is old school cool, mixed with modern elements like physics, mind-melting trips, and most likely some sort of deal with Loki to get this all riding in a way that feels old school, but also modern. Such as stacking objects, which you can grab, you can throw them at people, and you can shoot at said people, and almost anything in the environment you can use to your advantage. You can block bullets by picking up these items, you can throw them at them, and it's actually just really cool how it's an old school feeling game with modern aspects. Or you go hunting for secrets, which are very well kept, and a trip to find. But I'll be damned if it wasn't so much fun to think about how these things were hidden and how to find them, and there are some damn fine secrets in this. Levels are varied and exotic, from farms to military installations to like weird metallic cities. It's actually really awesome. And of course there's sewers and stuff, but you know, it's all beautiful, it's all exotic, and honestly, every level looks and feels large and absolutely insane. Now let's end this off with one of the best aspects, the music. It's the most 10 out of 10 feature. I mean, everything else is literally like a 9 out of 10, but this gives it a 10 out of 10. Andrew Hulshot, who later did the soundtrack for Doom Eternal's DLCs, comes in with a variety of speed, mixed with Meshuggah, chainsaw, mixed with an abundance of ambient traits, sublime music, and it just fucking rocks your socks off. It will make you feel cold, strong, fearful, insane, and much more. This man is a fantastic composer, and you can literally, if you've never played any FPS or never played any sort of game before, look up Andrew Hulshot's Dusk soundtrack. He has it all on YouTube, and it is amazing. I highly recommend you just give it a go. If you do a workout with it going, doesn't matter. You need to listen to it. It is amazing. Because his music is the finishing ingredient for this blood-soaked, well-made martini of FPS gold. And honestly, you gotta go out and grab it. Honestly, 100%. Or at least grab his soundtrack. Because this is a game that deserves to feast beside the gods in Valhalla. I'll see you next time.